Hi guys, I know it's been a while. I just wanted to do a video because it is that time of year where I pack away all my Brugmansias. If you've seen my video earlier in the year of Brugmansia Alley, you'll know that the part that I'm standing in of the garden now was just full of Brugmansias, and even till now they've been flowering, you know, really well. But we've got a cold snap coming and it is prolonged for about 4 or 5 days, with the days not getting very warm and frost every night. Realistically, in my area they're due to be -1s and -2s, which will not kill the Brugmansias. They're a lot hardier than people think. However, it could cause damage to the stems, and so I don't want to risk it. So I'm going to turn you around, show you the skeleton that is Brugmansia Alley now, because I have been packing a few away already. And so you can see just a few cuttings and a few parents that I've not done yet. But what I wanted to do was just do a quick video showing you how I cut mine down and how I overwinter them, and give you your different options. So you'll see my garden is a shell as well. This is my overwintering chamber that I pop onto the back of the house each year. It goes flat pack into my behind my garage, and then I screw it all together and it comes, you know, back up like this. I'll show you inside here first. So this is how I get my more tender plants through. And you'll see in here that there are already quite a few Brugmansias cut down. Now I will go through your options with the cutting down, because how I do it is not, you know, it's not ideal for the best growth next year possibly, but it's what I need to do for my space constraints. So you'll see here there are a load more that I've just done, but I'm going to show you how I do this. You can see that the colder weather is now starting to come in and the flowers are just going over anyway. This one is angel wings. Till a few days ago it looked absolutely lovely, but I will show you on here. You can see the points at where I cut it to last year. So there's been about 4 foot of growth on this again this year. This is one of the shorter ones. The Jim Dublin over there has made sort of an extra 7 foot on where I cut it last year. So plenty of food. You can get them to big plants every year anyway. I purely cut them down so low because I am restricted to just that little space. I've got 20 parent Brugmansias. Here is Rosella still in the border. Unfortunately, she's going to have to be cut down this afternoon, dug up, potted and put away, which is a real shame with all the amount of flowers she's got on there. But it's just one of those things, and anyone who keeps Brugmansias will know this time of year is horrible, especially if we've had a mild November and they are all flowering like this. We've got a couple of Charles Grimaldis there as well, which are very tall. So back to this, I cut them low because of that space constraint. However, ideally, if you've got the space to cut these guys taller, do so, because you tend to get flowers earlier from them. Now, people again who know Brugmansias will know that they only start to flower once you get this sort of Y shape in the stem, and then they will Y and Y and Y, and then you'll get flowers all in the gaps. And so as the plant goes out, in fact, actually on Rosella I'll probably show you better. As the plant goes out, you get more Ys and you get more flowers. You can see it on there, new branches come out, they all Y, and you just get more and more and more flowers. So if you can cut these parent plants above that point, and you've got the space to do so in a conservatory or a heated greenhouse, or just somewhere that keeps them above freezing, an attached garage is also good. Unattached garages usually fall too low, as I learnt one year. But yeah, try and cut above this point if you can, and it will give it a quicker start next year. However, as I say, you can see the growth that these put on, and they grow very quickly with good food, good watering, and you still get loads of flowers. So yeah, so I cut them that far down, and you can cut them, you know, right down to here. The 2 Charles Grimaldis, I did lose them one year to the ground level, and they sprouted 8 foot growth in 1 year again. So don't be afraid to give it a really harsh cut back if you really have to. If you're tight on space like me, do it. You're not going to kill it. But what you do need to worry about is if you're going to be doing that and you are cutting all these leaves off and you are cutting it right down really low, it hasn't really got any way to lose much moisture. The plants lose most of their moisture through their leaves. So if they haven't got all of these here to lose it, you know, you're gonna end up with issues if you keep watering and if you pop them in. You'll notice the soil in here, I've not watered these for a few days now, knowing that they'll be packed away, and it is just, if you dig down, it's just, you know, moist, but definitely on the drier side of things, because if I was to cut that all down, pop it away in there completely wet, it will just, I will end up with the plant rotting. So it's good to keep it on the drier side, cut it down, pop it away. I usually don't water these again then right through from when I cut them down till about March, when they're starting to put on their new sprouts in there. Once they're getting the leaves again, they're losing moisture again, and they're obviously wanting to go into growth mode. So you just gently start watering them, and then when they come out of the overwintering pod, they start to get watered normally, and so on, and then we're back into the next season. So I will stop waffling on about that, and I will show you how I cut them. I also take a lot of cuttings as I go. So let me, I will pop you on the table and reverse you. Not the ideal setup, but I just want people to know how to do this, because I see the question all the time. There we go, right. So, like I say, I am really harsh with these secateurs, and I will cut them right down at the bottom here. I know it seems really, really harsh, but I cut all of this off. There you go. That is going to seem really brutal, I'm sure, to most people, but when you are stuck for space like I am, it's just something that you have to do. And like I say, they will always bounce back next year. Just keep them on the drier side over the winter and they will come back. So let me grab you now, and I'll show you how I've cut that. So there we go. I know it looks awful, but there we go. That will be absolutely fine. I mean, I could go a little bit lower, but with the shelves I've got in there, I've got space to go that height on some and lower on the rest, and then I can put a few on the floor that I keep taller. Usually Rosella stays taller because it's one of my favourites. But next year, Dollar Goldenus is going in here. If you've seen my Brugmansia alley video, you'll know that Dollar Golden is a really bright orange, and I just think that will look really nice in the border with loads of orange flowers everywhere. So yeah, try to cut them above the Y if you've got the space to, but do not be afraid to do that to them, to almost butcher them. So yeah, so then I will bring you on to taking cuttings. Now let me pop you around again, and I will place you down here. And so I don't like any of this growth to go to waste if I can help it. So let's grab one of these branches. Now the bits on the Brugmansia that root the best are all these ones that are slightly woody. You can see on there are loads of nodes, these little white dots. These are what are going to activate into roots easiest. I have accidentally air layered some roots on these before because I have to strap these to the fences, and what I do is I pop a rope around the stem, but so we don't get rope rub, I put some fabric between the rope and the stem, and after we've had rain and that fabric stays wet for a little while, if you pull it away, quite often there's roots forming from these little like nubbins that are on the stem here, these little white bits. So I get the stem like that, and I want to take, you know, not the biggest piece, but hello.
Oh, sorry.
You're all right. And I want that sort of length. Sorry, that was the wife coming back. And we just pop that into water, and then you should start to see roots activate from there. And you do that all the way along here, and you'll get loads and loads of cuttings. So I hope that's helped a few people how to overwinter the Brugmansias in the way that I do it. You can obviously bring them in and keep them taller in conservatories, etc., places that stay a little bit warmer where they may continue to grow but just grow slowly, and that is the ideal way to do it. However, if you need to overwinter them outside like I do, and you're restricted on space, don't be afraid to cut them down, but please make sure you do keep them on the drier side. I did lose 2 last year through rotting away, not really my own fault. I do know, as I'm saying to you, to keep them on the dry side. However, our house flooded and the water came around the back and got the ones that were on the floor. Here comes a train. Got the ones that were on the floor and soaked them again, and as I said, because I chopped them right back, they have no leaves, they cannot get rid of that moisture and they just rot. So I lost 2 through that. Not really my fault, but yeah, that shows how easy they will rot if you just keep them wet. So keep them drier through the winter. Once they start to grow again, make sure we get some of that moisture back into the soil and get them back into growth mode. I hope this has helped, and I will do some more videos on when they're coming out in the spring.